I am just a fraction of the actions it takes to make a chain reaction. I can. We will.
Alone I can do good, but together we are great. Because good starts with me, and great starts with we. I can.
We will.
To be more influential, we must see our potential. Potential will stay just that, potential, until we become intentional. I can.
We will.
I was designed not to be confined to the thoughts only in my mind, but to come together to let our voices be aligned. I can.
We will.
We are created to live out what is stated, not of words, but of deeds. Because when we look around, there are needs. I can.
We will.
When I strive to find my drive, I'm truly alive. And together we'll do more than survive. We will thrive. I can.
We will.
I can. It is said a life without service is not a life worth living. Sammy Curtis, a member from the Canton FFA chapter in New York, used her life to serve those around her. When she was young, she lost her mom to cancer. And because of that, she used her time and energy to raise money for cancer research. When she was just 7 years old, she served on the executive board of the St. Lawrence County Cancer Fund. And in her lifetime, she raised over $100,000 for cancer research. Sammy was the kind of person who lived wholeheartedly. She didn't see service to others as something she had to do, but instead something she wanted to do. She loved with so much joy, and to know Sammy was to know that her life purpose was to serve those around her. Because of her actions, she impacted the lives of people that she's never even met.
We will. By helping others, she empowered them to do so. Her passion was infectious. Her impact is felt far after her own efforts came to an end. Sammy's contribution was magnified when it spread to the members, chapters, and state association in New York. Entire groups took up the flag to raise money for cancer research and to also raise awareness. The New York FFA Association took action to support through the No Member Fights Alone campaign. Selling bracelets and t-shirts and telling Sammy's story enabled thousands of FFA members to come together and fight as one. Another huge supporter of Sammy was her FFA advisor, Mrs. Wright. Mrs. Wright not only served as an ag teacher and FFA advisor, but also as an advocate, supporter, mentor, and friend to her students. While Sammy fought for her cause, Mrs. Wright fought for Sammy and continues to do so tirelessly to this day. Sammy can. Mrs. Wright, New York FFA, and all of us will.
I can. In today's media-driven world, the survival of agriculture depends on our ability to tell our story. When Lysandra Neha from the Watauga FFA chapter in North Carolina realized that agriculture didn't get enough positive media attention, she began taking steps in her everyday life to bridge the gap between agriculturalists and consumers. She started by writing articles for the Odyssey about agricultural production and practices. While searching for a way to spread the message to an even broader audience, she was approached by a fellow FFA member. This member shared a passion for telling the story of agriculture and developed an online platform called Everything Ag, which brings together different voices to talk about agriculture. Now, Lysandra writes and creates social media posts for Everything Ag. She does her part to take back the conversation about agriculture.
We will. Efforts to advocate for agriculture do not stop with Lysandra. In fact, she is just a small fraction of the work done with Everything Ag. Everything Ag is made up of 27 different students and FFA alumni who come together to share their message collectively. However, advocating for agriculture is bigger than Lysandra or Everything Ag. Every day, agriculturists from around the nation come together to spread the news of relevance and strength of the agriculture industry. Each and every one of us have the potential to share our own unique agriculture story, regardless if we're from the farm, the suburb, or the city. Because it is when our voices come together will we mend the ties between agriculturists and consumers. Lysandra can, and together we will.
I can. The things we think are hard become much easier after trying them the first time. Alex, a member of the Warren Hills FFA chapter in New Jersey, conquered a fear that scares so many. He spoke in public. He realized the potential he had to be great and put in the practice and effort to do so. At his chapter banquet, Alex spoke the words of the 5-paragraph creed and nailed it. He can speak in public because he decided to believe in himself. It's easy to believe that we aren't good enough or we can't do something, but Alex proves that believing in your value and believing that you have the ability to do something is the first step to achieving your potential. It all starts with saying and believing, I can.
We will. The confidence Alex now has to speak in public stems from hearing Hannah Mann, a past state officer from New Jersey, speak at their state convention. In this speech, Hannah shared a personal struggle with social anxiety. After speaking, Hannah and Alex had a conversation that helped Alex see what he's capable of, even though he struggles with social anxiety as well. Hannah helped Alex overcome a deep-rooted fear and take action. Alex went on to compete in the Creed Speaking Leadership Development event because of generous sponsors of the National FFA Foundation, and just might have inspired other young FFA members along the way. Alex can, and because of sponsors of our foundation and alumni like Hannah, we will.
The stories we're able to see bring together different people with different causes and different passions. This week, we have the opportunity to honor more than 5,300 FFA members as they walk across our stage. But those individuals who are spotlighted are only capable of their accomplishments because someone pointed the spotlight on them. The advisors, the mentors, the supporters, the sponsors, the families, the friends, and the fellow FFA members who decided to let someone else shine. Regardless if we are here for our first national convention or our last, if we're here competing or simply supporting those around us, we each have the potential to shine this week.
The experiences we have, the lessons we learn, and the friends that we make are only possible because of each person who believed in us. This week, we will learn, grow, compete, and make the most of the experiences around us. We can each say, I can, but it's when we say we will that we become part of something much bigger than ourselves. In each of our lives, when we act individually, the spotlight shines upon us. But it's when we embrace a we will mentality by banding together with others that spotlight expands and welcomes everybody. When it's no longer about individual impact, but collective impact, that's when we make the greatest difference.
By being here tonight, you have taken the first step in showing that you belong here, in this jacket, in this arena, that the actions that you take this week and at home have merit and meaning. But where do you hold yourself back?
Individually, we are limited. But when we come together, our collective strengths build up our individual weaknesses. What are you capable of achieving?
We are each capable of creating an impact, but oftentimes look at other people's strengths in comparison to our own. We need to take our best and combine it with others' best, because only together do we have the greatest impact. What do you want to accomplish this week?
We can come to sessions distracted by our phones, or walk aimlessly through the Expo. Or we can choose to come to sessions and take what we learn back to our homes and walk purposefully through the Expos, engaging with the people around us.
Each of us are here because of the collective efforts of those around us. If we are competing this week, it is because of the efforts of our advisors, the selfless time of the judges, and because of the investment of time, money, and energy by our generous sponsors.
If we're a delegate this week, we will represent those who are not here. The individual voice you have matters, but when combined with those we represent, echoes across this convention hall.
If we are doing service this week, together we will create an impact of over 5,700 hours in our local community.
If we're supporting those around us, we show that I can be a thermostat that sets the temperature, that creates a positive environment for everyone. And together, we will find success.
Together, this week at convention, we can demonstrate that we are the future leaders, that in word and deed we live to serve, that the agriculture industry is not history, but day in and day out is making history. Each of us has potential that will be spread and born because of those around us. I can. Each of us are capable of participating this week and becoming those leaders that our world so desperately desires. And from this day forward, we will. I am just a fraction of the actions it takes to make a chain reaction. I can. We will.
Alone I can do good, but together we are great, because good starts with me and great starts with we. I can.
We will.
To be more influential, we must see our potential. Potential will stay just that, potential, until we become intentional. I can.
We will.
I was designed not to be confined to the thoughts only in my mind, but to come together to let our voices be aligned. I can.
We will.
We are created to live out what is stated, not of words, but of deeds, because when we look around, there are needs. I can.
We will.
When I strive to find my drive, I am truly alive, and together we'll do more than survive. We will thrive. I can.
We will. I can.
I can.
I can.
I can.
I can.
I can. And together,
We will.